Hello and welcome to Tech Circle. We are in conversation with Manik Nangia, Chief Operating Officer, Financial Service, Bharti Enterprise, and Pankaj Gupta, Chief Technology Officer of Bharti AXA Life Insurance. Manik, will begin with what has been the impact of COVID-19 on the insurance industry overall, and because it's been more than a year that the pandemic has hit us. So what changes have you seen in the number of life insurance policies? How has the business been overall?
The pandemic has had far-reaching impact on so many aspects of life. The business is just one part of it. We're in the business of helping families in India protect themselves and create a more certain future. And with so much uncertainty around, caused by the pandemic, actually there have been three phases. The way I look at it, the first one was that of shock. As a matter of fact, where we did a customer survey among about 2,500-3,000 people, and we realized that a lot of them were feeling extremely vulnerable about their life, about their health, and about the impending impact of the pandemic. And this was May 2020. We saw that the demand for protection products overall in the market went up. People are now buying about 15 to 16% higher sums assured in the industry, and this is an industry-wide phenomenon. So, not only did vulnerability cause customers to take action on protection, but also it actually played a role of a catalyst in increasing their sum assured. On the general insurance side, for instance, our health insurance did extremely well, primarily being sold through banks. The take-up was quite nice. We launched a couple of programs on hospitalization for the migrant workers and the lower middle class on hospitalization for COVID. That did extremely well in conjunction with Airtel, because that was a distribution system that is unique to us. The second phase was that of almost return to normalcy. Here we saw a very large percentage of the Indian population come back to the core needs that the insurance business serves, which is save for your retirement, save for your children's education. And so in quarter 3 and quarter 4, actually, we did extremely well on the savings paradigm. We launched a couple of products, and only towards the last 15 days of March overall, since the phase, this is what I'm calling phase 3, which is the second wave of the pandemic. The second wave is very, very different from the first one. The second wave is not about as much vulnerability as the first wave was, but it is about, as we are seeing, postponing the financial conversation, the conversation on goals. Because what has happened in this third phase, in the second round of the pandemic, is that a very large number of our employees, our partners, our customers have somebody to attend to who is unwell, thanks to COVID. And so we're not getting conversations, we're not getting mind share. And in a manner of speaking, we have also thought to wait this through till we get the customer's mind share back.
So, Manik, you mentioned health insurance and hospitalization covers going up, and there was a significant spike. So, would you be able to give me numbers and in comparison to the previous fiscal or say calendar year?
Our general insurance business saw approximately 35 to 40% increase on health insurance, specifically the ones that we delivered through banks. Our life insurance business saw a much larger attachment, I'm sorry, I don't have the number right now, of hospitalization rider along with base policies of term insurance. We also saw an increased demand for a combination product that had death, disease and hospitalization together into one product.
Were there any new products that you launched since last year through the pandemic, I mean?
Yes, a couple of them actually. The first one, like I was telling you, was about the goal-oriented protection, and so guaranteed income pro is actually a non-participating guaranteed income kind of product. It fundamentally operates on the premise that there is a guaranteed income stream that it assures the customer going right up to 25-30 years down the line from when they purchased it. The key insight is that, in the life insurance space, we're about life's big questions. It is not to say that our customers don't operate in the stock market. It is not to say that our customers don't buy mutual funds. But when it's about life's big questions, the insight is they don't want to take a chance. And so we designed this guaranteed income product in a manner that it fulfilled these needs with a tax-free return of in excess of 5% over the period of the plan. And these, by the way, Shweta, if you see, are very potent guarantees. If I'm talking about guarantees extending up to 20 years of 5%, and product design and cash flow in such a manner that it can be customized to the retirement goals of every customer is what we found. This whole thing. So about 30-35% of our new sales now in March, as we exited the fiscal, came from this new product. The second product that we launched is a protection product, and very interestingly, we call it Flexi Term Pro, and this is just not an ordinary term plan. What we did is that we've created segments between customers who want to buy us online versus customers who want to buy us through the agents, between customers who want lump sum death benefit and customers who would like an income stream.
What are the different digitization techniques that you have adopted? You mentioned tele-EMR and various others that you would have adopted, and how exactly that has helped in pandemic, because I'm sure most of the people would be opting for online insurance than via agents these days. So how has that part been?
So we've been blessed with both. We've done reasonably well with direct to consumer sales, and we've done very well with the agency side, and we've done a bunch of things on sales management, because it's very tough to manage a distributed sales force across the country, and coach them or create relationships or equip them to do better with their customers. We've also done a bunch of things on customer onboarding so that the customer experience is good. We've also done a bunch of things on servicing, customer servicing and agent servicing. Pankaj, why don't you talk a little bit more about our digital assets, the ones that have gone live in the last year itself?
Sure. So Shweta, as building on what Manik spoke about, digital transformation was one of the key pillars of our strategy last financial year. And one of the strategies for digitizing our seller was really about creating a one-stop shop solution, which we also call as a virtual office stroke M Smart, which is basically a one single app for distribution, which allows the field to really do the entire business, right from pre-sales, customer engagement to digital customer onboarding, and managing the entire seller lifecycle management, right from recruitment to performance management and to advisor servicing. And all this has really now helped us to really streamline the overall buying and service experience very seamlessly for the customer. What we are also seeing is there's actually more than a 90% now uptake on these assets, in these digital assets in the field, which really is helping the field to really look at the overall funnel management and take prompt business actions to address the challenges. And it has helped the organization tremendously in moving away from meetings to more remote engagements, and with help of tools like lead management, product calculators, customer onboarding, application tracking, digital recruitment, as I said, a strong learning and development platform, and also management where you can track your earnings and performance. All of these assets that we have launched in this year, in the last fiscal year, have really helped digitizing the entire footprint for the seller, and it has really brought us a good success. In terms of direct to consumer, we have launched a number of products on our website. We also have a very sharply integrated call center operations as part of the direct to consumer business. We have multiple partners that we have engaged with, as Manik mentioned, and all of these partners are now helping us to drive the overall direct to consumer business, focusing very sharply on the experience and also the need based products, which Manik also mentioned. So by and large, a lot of digital transformation in last year, and of course we are not stopping here. There's a lots to do in this new fiscal year as well, right? From bringing more efficiency, building addition of more smarts to the overall onboarding processes, and also how do we take it to the next level by applying more and more intelligence to the overall customer engagement.
Also, Pankaj, if you could talk a bit about chatbots, that are those also in place, and because of that, if how much of policy issuance is also being automated with chatbots?
So last fiscal, we introduced WhatsApp for our digital servicing. There are about 15 odd services that a customer can typically do with WhatsApp in the current setup. The WhatsApp currently is not being used for policy issuance or customer onboarding. It is purely being used from a customer servicing perspective. However, we do intend to increase our conversational capability with our customer in the coming year.
Okay, so policy issuance has already been automated, is what I'm assuming.
Policy issuance has partially been automated, yes, Shweta, on the customer's end. On the back end, what we are now trying to do is to build algorithms so that automatically straight through processing happens if A, B, C, D, and E parameters are ticked in the policy. Okay. And that it's a journey, Shweta. Finally, because we have been focusing on protection-oriented conversations, there is a need for sharper underwriting and sharper risk selection. Had we been selling the regular endowments, it would be much easier to automate because, there are fewer questions to ask medically. So it's a journey. It's a journey. And because this was the first year of our turnaround transformation strategy, there is a lot of building blocks that Pankaj and his team have put together to make sure that it becomes much simpler for the seller, much easier for the customer, and much faster and economical for the company.
Pankaj spoke of digital transformation. So if you could also highlight how much of investment has gone into that, and if you guys are already seeing returns, or any timeline that you expect to see returns from them.
Investment, it's a relative term, but suffice to say that on the sales management system that Pankaj and his team have designed, we already have seen dramatic improvements in the agency productivity. The agency productivity has increased by approximately 1/3 over just 1 year. This particular year, we contracted about 25,000 agents, and the overall productivity has seen a jump by about 1/3. It is unheard of, the kind of jump that we have seen in 1 year. Now, is that productivity a function only of digital investments? That wouldn't be a fair thing to say. It's a function of better training, sharper management, better product mix, and digital tools to be able to manage sales better.